Hey guys, welcome to Hope with Jonathan. I'm your host, Jonathan Trailer. And tonight, guys, we have a very special show. I hope you guys are ready for this one. We've got the podcast. We've got Second Chance on tonight with Hope with Jonathan. We've got Tifiro Cook and Mr. Philip Harris Jones Jr. Guys, this is going to be an amazing podcast. They're going to share why they share warrior stories on their podcast. This is going to be an awesome interview. I hope you guys are ready for this one. Hope you guys will get involved and share this with all your friends. Hope you guys will go over and smash this, share this with everybody. Smash that share button with everybody. Share this with everyone that you know, all your kidney warrior friends, everybody that would enjoy this podcast. Definitely get it out there. Let's get it out there to the masses. Also, guys, if you would go over and go ahead and click and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Hope with Jonathan. We would really appreciate it. And again, if you've already done so, we definitely appreciate everyone for your feedback and support. Everyone is supporting Hope with Jonathan. Definitely appreciate it. But guys, tonight we're featuring a second chance on our show. Second chance. I've been talking with Philip Harris Jones Jr. for a while. We become pretty good buddies. Just recently met with Tifiro Cook. But, you know, I like what I know so far about Tifiro. Seems like an amazing guy, kidney warrior, kidney transplant recipient. So this is going to be an awesome show, guys. I hope you guys will get involved and engage. Definitely drop a comment. Let us know that you're here. Let us know where you're from. And we definitely appreciate it. But, hey, guys, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring on our guest tonight all the way. One of them's from Los Angeles, California. I believe Tifiro Cook is from Ohio. And but we're going to get them on and let them kind of share their story and talk about why they share for warriors that are in need. So, guys, get involved with this. We're going to go ahead and bring on our guest tonight. Welcome to the show, guys, the Second Chance Podcast. Hey guys, welcome to the show tonight.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Trey, how you doing?
No problem.
Hey, Jonathan. Thanks for having me.
Really.
Thanks for having us, I should say.
No problem at all. But hey guys, I definitely wanted to bring you guys on tonight because I see what you guys are doing in the kidney community, and it's definitely exciting. Definitely exciting what you guys are doing in the organ transplant world. I know just recently we did a symposium with Why Not together, and that was amazing. And so definitely wanted to bring you guys on and feature you on Hope with Jonathan, kind of let some other people know who a second chance is. Maybe they didn't see you around. Maybe they didn't know what you guys were quite about. So wanted to give you a chance to come on and kind of tell your story and talk a little bit about why you guys started a Second Chance podcast and what you're doing with it. Philip, if you want to start, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll start. My name's Tifiro Jones, like Jonathan said, I'm from Los Angeles, California. I started a second chance on March 1st of this year, 2021. And the reason why I did that was because I realized that everybody has a unique story that needs to be told, because we're not the only ones that are going through these situations as transplant patients, whether it's kidney, heart, liver, lungs, whichever one. Somebody down the line in the future is going to have to go through what somebody else has already gone through. So why not put that story out there, put the resources that that person used to help these people in the future to get through these situations that they're going to have to endure, a lifetime. So, um, like I've told, I think both of you before that we may all end up in the same, the ending spot, but the way that we got there was completely different. Tifiro Cook always said you can line 10 people up and get a different story from each person. So, I think those stories, these unique stories, is what's going to help us to keep pushing and keep fighting and understand that, uh, there are other people out there that deal with things that we deal with. We ask, this question a lot, why me? Why did it have to be me? But you're not the only person that actually is going through it. Somebody's already gone through it. Somebody will be in the future. So, like I said, that's the main reason why I started a second chance. And the reason why I named it a second chance is because it could be meant in different situations. It doesn't just have to be transplant. It could be, cancer survivor. It could be somebody that was homeless, somebody that just, literally, fired from a job and was, getting ready to be homeless on their last ends. So it's a multiple ways that you can put a second chance. And so, of course, transplant life is a major part of my life, but it's not the whole thing for a second chance. And so it doesn't matter exactly, what your story really kind of entails. And, like I said, it doesn't have to be just transplant. We'll, invite anybody on that has a story, to tell. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to let Tafaro uh, say his name.
All right, that's awesome, Philip. I think you're right.
Hey,
Yeah, this anybody that's got a story. But yeah, so Faro, take it away.
yeah. So Philip had me as a guest on his show as far as guest hosting, and he and I had good chemistry. He's like he said, he started the show a couple months earlier, almost a year ago, and he asked me to guest host, and like I said, he and I felt real comfortable with one another when we were speaking with our guests and things, and we just had good chemistry together. So he asked me to come on permanently, and I was like, man, thank you for the opportunity, and I really appreciate it. Again, like Philip said, we're all three of us are transplant recipients. I had two kidney transplants, and we're out in the community working with people, working with pediatrics, working with all types of people. I have a business called Kidney Care Coaches, where we coach stage 3 to stage 5 kidney disease patients, and we've been doing this for a while. And like I said, I love the opportunity to work with different types of people, and just like Philip said, not just transplant recipients, but anybody who's had a second chance in life. And when you look back through your life, you find out that we've all had a second chance. We might have had 3 or 4 chances. So we would like to interview all types of people who have a story. And like I always say, and Philip even said it, you can line 10 people up, and 10 people have 10 fascinating stories. So, and that's why we start. Well, that's why he started it, and I just co-host with him, man. And I'm thankful for the opportunity. And also thank you, meeting you, Jonathan, man. Cool dude.
I appreciate it, Tafaro. You seem like an awesome dude too. So appreciate it. But yeah, man, like you guys are saying, it doesn't matter whether or not you had a kidney transplant or liver transplant, or maybe you had a lung transplant or a heart transplant, or maybe just overcome some traumatic event in your life. You got to, well, have a second chance, by way of a second chance, in life. So definitely. And I was looking up the word second chance. I wanted to kind of share this. It says getting a second chance in life is about giving yourself the opportunity to grow beyond and past your failures. Of course, in my case, it was organ failure. I had kidney failure, and it just totally transformed my life. It totally changed changed my life. And so, I relate my second chance with my kidney transplant. I really feel like that's what gave me a second chance in life was that my donor was able to, God bless him. He's now passed away, but fortunately, he signed up to be a donor, and that's how I was able to get my second chance in life. But it's awesome what you guys are doing, and I think it's amazing. But what are you guys trying to do with the podcast right now, Philip?
Right now, we're just kind of, at the stage of trying to, I guess, evolve it into, something bigger. To be able to touch more lives and be seen more and things of that nature. So, we're I try to stay ahead of the game with our guests. So, me and Mr. Cook, we've been, in the process of kind of trying to plan out, these next couple of months. So that way we don't have to take that time to find people. We can just more or less work trying to figure things out of how we can add to a second chance. And so, um, we're doing pretty good right now. We're about a month ahead at this point. Mr. Cook will have some people, that he knows through his life coming on in a recent time. And I have some people as well. I actually have a friend of our brother, Edward Drake, that's supposed to be coming on in a couple weeks as well. So, I've always said to myself, if you can make it, why not bring those people with you?
Oh yeah,
There's no
yeah,
point of kind of excluding them out of it, especially if they've uh, put a hand out to help you get to that point, even if it's the smallest thing in the world. Making some graphics for you, or whatever the case may be. Bring those people with you, because it could have been that small thing that stopped you from getting to where you are. So, I have some things in the works that I won't mention right now, but it pretty much involves everybody that has helped me, in a way, not just since March to starting the show, but before time and things of that nature. So, um, I'm have some things actually I need to talk to Mr. Cook about the next couple of days that um, I was just recently thinking about how we can add to a second chance in some kind of way to, help people, whether it's, the homeless or transplant world, or, any other type of survivors, things of that nature like that. So, those things will, be coming out soon, what we agree to do and think is a good idea. So,
awesome, awesome. Yeah, I think it's important that we get eyes. I know numbers. We don't like want to focus on like, oh, I got the most numbers and I got so many people watching. But if you don't have eyes on what you're doing, then you might as well be talking to the wall, really. You got to have some people. You got to have eyes on your show and what you're doing. So I definitely think it's important to continue growing and trying to figure out what's best for you to make it happen. But I think it's definitely awesome what you talked about. To Farah, why is it important for us to podcast and share stories about a second chance?
Well, I think it's really, really important because you never know who's listening. Somebody can come across your podcast, a friend might tell them about it, and these people are going through things. They might be going through a transplant, they might be getting worked up, they might be going through, like what Philip said, hey, I lost my job. Any of these things that are happening, when you hear somebody else's story, whether it's on your podcast or ours, you bring hope. You bring hope, and you bring people together, and they can identify. They can identify with what's going on with everybody else and with you. And when they hear that
Right.
thing, they get inspired, and that's the motivation and the inspiration that people need when they hear these stories. That's why these stories have to be told, because if it wasn't for these podcasts, some of these people would just be sitting around with these wonderful stories that can help people, and they would never get told. That's why it's imperative that we have second chance, we have hope with Jonathan because these stories lay dormant if they're not being getting out. And these stories help people. Believe me, man. They reach a lot of people more than you know. That's why it's imperative that we keep on pushing our agenda and bringing hope and bringing inspiration to others that had second chances and things like that. So that's why.
That's a great answer. I 100% agree with you. What I have found out through all of these interviews that I've done over the course of the past year is that I've met so many different people with so many different unique stories that have been amazing, and a lot of them are every one of them are inspiring. But I realized that the common theme is for me has been kidney disease, but each one of them has had some unique different features and unique different aspects about each story. And I've learned so much from just listening to some of their stories about the strength that people have to be able to endure, like organ failure and just all kind of different aspects of kidney disease and things like that. So I've interviewed some real warriors and some survivors that are just have some amazing stories. So that's why I think it's definitely important for have these platforms to share warrior stories. And Philip, we're all three kidney transplant recipients, but for those of you that don't know, Philip is on currently on dialysis himself. And I've always had a lot of respect for you, Philip, because of the fact that you're not only a kidney transplant recipient, but you're also now in need of another donor as well. Yeah, you're out here sharing for others, and I got a lot of respect for that. And Philip, why don't you tell us a little bit about why you share for other warriors when you're in need yourself?
But the main thing is something that you said earlier is needed. It's a need. This is my aunt always said you get what you need before you get what you want. But this is a need and a want. It's a need for the people, but I want to do this. I wrote a post recently the other day that this is helping people is what my life has always been about. I've always been that person to try to help somebody, and no matter what the situation is, whether it's an old person getting to their car or getting across the street or bringing groceries, anything like that, I've always been that guy. So, I was kind of hesitant at first. It took me a while to really kind of come to terms with just I should just do it. And it kind of put in play kind of something that me and Tafar are both part of. Why not? Like, why not do it? Why not just be me the guy who starts this show in this capacity? I mean, it's a bunch of yours, you know, and Shane Blanchard, and so it's like I said, it's a need. Like I said, the stories that come from the people that we interview are very, very important because, like Cook said, to be able to bring these people together, you don't know what a story can do for somebody else. It could be inspiration, motivation, just a good thing for a person to hear to make them push. They might have been on the edge, like, you know what, I'm tired of fighting. I don't want to do the dialysis thing anymore. I'll just live my life how I live it and go when it's time to go. But then hear somebody's story about how they fought and where they are in life now because they took the time to fight and could easily turn that all around for them. It can easily put that inspiration, that fight, that motivation in them to say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and fight. I got a wife, or I got a son, or I got a daughter, or I got a husband. My mom is still here. Whatever the case may be, to give them that thought process to, hey, if I make it through this, I can do X, Y, Z. you know, Whether it's, you want to finish school and become an engineer, or start your own business or boutique if you want, or whatever the case may be. So um, it's it is a 100% need, and I'm grateful to have the support of the people that I have, at the moment, and hopefully in the future. Mr. Cook, he with no problem said, yeah, when I asked him to stay on. And, I appreciate you coming on, Jonathan. We did our collaboration a month before. I mean, I know some things kind of got put out of place at that time. And, I mean, one of those things was a good thing. Leslie got her kidney. So, um, but we had a great, couple of shows the month that we collaborated and things like that. And so it's not just good for the guests, but it's good for the advocates and the hosts as well, to be able to speak with each other, come up with ideas, figure out ways to help each other to escalate what they already have, things of that nature. So that's pretty
Well,
much it.
yeah, I had a blast with you, man, on in June, and that's not going to be the last one. That's not going to be the last collaboration. We're going to get together and do that again sometime, and we'll do it again. So it was
Definitely.
awesome, and I appreciate your insight of what you shared there. You mentioned the word support, and that word is so crucial when you're fighting a chronic illness, no matter what it is. If it's kidney disease or cancer or liver disease or whatever it may be, support is crucial. And so this question is for either one of you. You can chime in whenever you want. Why is support so crucial when fighting a chronic illness?
I can start on that one, Phil. That's cool.
Go ahead, Cook.
I think it's real. Yeah, I think it's really important, man. So when I got my transplant, my support system was wonderful, man. I had to go to John Hopkins University to get my transplant. So from Columbus, Ohio to John Hopkins. So my friends and my family put together a fundraiser for me because I had to have money because I had to have quite a bit of treatments of plasmapheresis. So if it wasn't for that support, them coming together, putting a fundraiser for me together, man, who knows what could have happened. And when you get that support behind you, it drives you. It makes you want to be better for them too. Because people want to see you succeed. And I've seen people. I did hemo for 6.5 years. I did peritoneal for 6.5, hemo for 5.5. And I've seen people, in dialysis with me that didn't have the support, and they didn't have the will to live because just that support wasn't there. And when you have that support system, it's going to empower you to have that will to live. And that's why I think it's so important. And I've seen people not have that support system. I'm gonna tell you guys, we see a lot of transplant recipients get their transplant and thrive, but we're the anomaly because there's a lot of people that get on dialysis and they don't make it. And I've seen that firsthand. And it could have been some of the situations where they didn't have that support. So just by getting that support, it empowers you to get better and better. And be, like I said, you want to have a reason to live because these people are putting their emphasis behind you. So that's why I think it's so important.
Most definitely, I definitely agree with you. It's crucial, and whether or not it's from your friends or family or maybe a local church or a community center, wherever you can find support, because sometimes people just don't have the friends or family that's going to give you that support. But you can find somewhere. You can find support groups on maybe social media or your local community, like I said, church, different places, that you can find support. And I definitely know without a doubt that I wouldn't be sitting here doing this interview without the support that I had. I was blessed to have my family, my friends, just all kind of different support from different areas, and the support just continues with my friends, my new friends, with you guys. So it's I consider you guys support because I watch you guys and I look at you guys and say you guys are a source of support for me because and so but let's talk a little bit about Why Not and how you guys got affiliated with Why Not and why you guys work with them.
I'll start because Cook's stories with that is probably a little bit longer than mine. But so I started working with Why Not 2019 after I met Edward at the Transplant Games in Salt Lake City, Utah, and he actually brought it to my attention the other day that he had messaged me. I actually thought it was the other way around after we had gotten home, but he messaged me. We started talking and figuring out uh, what I can contribute to the organization and how he can help me as a transplant patient and things of that nature. And the thing that I like about Why Not is how we're able to impact and touch so many lives of pediatric patients, and not just the patients but the families as well. And it's a say this again, it's a need, because when I came up with kidney failure, I was diagnosed at 4 years old, and I didn't know anybody else dealing with kidney disease or anything like that when I came up. So to be able to or even organizations that spoke to pediatric patients. So to be able to be in the position that I'm in now, because Edward saying yes to me, it's a great feeling to be able to drop off school supplies for him, or take him some gifts during the holidays for our toy drive. And we just added another drive for Valentine's Day, and so it's a great thing to be able to, well, like I say, why not brighten a child's day? To be able to put a smile on their face in a bad but good time in their life. They might be in the hospital because of their diagnosis, but they might be in because they got a transplant or things of that nature. So it can kind of go both ways with the good bad part of the situation, but hopefully once this COVID thing kind of subsides, we can kind of get back into, what we do, as in going into the hospitals and, talking to these kids and giving them some inspiration, to be able to personally, hand them what we're doing instead of dropping it off and having the nurses have to do it, so that's kind of how I got into it. We've impacted a lot of lives since I've been a part of this, and we've come up with the brought back the symposiums and things of that nature, and some other things that we're working on for the future. So I'm going to let Mr. Quick tell his story.
Yeah, I received my second transplant in '07, and right before I was about to start my foundation, a nurse told me about Edward, and I was like, okay, so she put us together. Eddie was on dialysis at the time, and I was on dialysis. I had just received my transplant. Edward was still on dialysis, and Eddie's like my little brother, man. And I never forget, I was there when he got called. He was like, I was like one of the second people he called. When he was like, hey, man, I'm about to go to Ohio State. They got a kidney for me. And so I was up there. I met him right there. He was in the bed. And he was getting a transplant, and I was standing right there, like, all right, man, you're gonna be all right. I was just coaching him through it because I had just received mine, so I kind of knew something about the process. This was my second time going through it, so I was coaching him through it and everything. And this was in '07, '08. I'm sorry, '08. That's when he got his transplant. And that's when I started with the Why Not Foundation. So I've been with him close to 15 years, through thick and thin. You know what I'm saying? Eddie and I were first started off. We were going to pediatric transplant camps throughout the country. It was just he and I. We would work with these kids and everything, and we just started making it bigger and bigger. I didn't go to the Utah games because I was in the process of moving and everything, and he told me about Philip, and I was like, "Cool, man, yeah, bring me more. That's what's up. We need somebody like that." So again, I've been with Why Not since '08, and we've sold out the horseshoe, OSU's horseshoe. We've 3 times. We've had all kinds of health and wellness projects. I used to before COVID, I would do a jazz and a jazz. Why not have jazz and art? I would do this big symposium thing where everybody would get together and we have artists selling their art and we have jazz music and stuff, and then we would always give some stuff to the kids. And like Philip said, we're gonna get back to that once COVID settles down. And but the kids can see us now through these podcasts, which is wonderful. But there's nothing like that intangible face to face where you could talk to them and see. And I think it'll be great because we'll have the podcast that's going on and we can see them face to face. But again, I've been with Why Not since '08, man, and we've been moving right along, steady and strong. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my story.
It's awesome, man. Yeah. Why not, man, is an awesome thing. What I remember the first time I seen Edward on an interview, I think he was talking with Jim Myers on an interview he did. And I was impressed right away by Edward and his story and his spirit and what he's doing with, Why Not is awesome. It's affected and impacted a lot of lives, including mine. And and then when he asked me to be a part of the, Philip had contacted me, asked me to be a part of the Why Not Symposium. I was like, man, that's an honor. And so I definitely jumped on it. And if he ever asked to do it again, I'll definitely be honored to do it again because it was a
And we will. We
great
will.
experience.
No,
So,
definitely, definitely.
but yeah, I think what you guys are doing with that is awesome. Definitely wanted to highlight and talk about Why Not as well, and really appreciate Edward Drake for what they're doing with Why Not. It's definitely an amazing thing that he's doing. But why don't you talk a little bit to Faro about the kidney care coaches that you're doing? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, yeah. So I live. I'm from Ohio and I live in Tampa, Florida now. So I started a business called Kidney Care Coaches, and we coach stage 3 to stage 5 kidney disease patients. We have 3 services. We have a membership site, one-on-one site, one-on-one sessions, and we have group sessions. And we're certified with Medicaid, Medicare, and we'll be working with insurance companies also. Our goal is to coach patients. We hear a lot of education and things like that, but we're at the point now where when you got coached, when you play football or something like football, basketball, when you had a coach, he wasn't educating you, he was coaching you. And the reason why I say coaches is because I want outcomes. I want good outcomes, not just, okay, you know this stuff. I need you to perform. And how I want you to perform with kidney care coaches after you get done with our services is you perform by having good labs, you perform by exercising, and you perform by getting a transplant list and getting the transplant. That's the performance you need. That's why I call it coaching, not just education. We all sat in classes before and got educated and got a grade, but now I need you to perform, and that's why I consider it coaching. We want coaching because I want outcomes. And outcomes coaching you every time you've gotten coached by anything, it was for a reason to perform, and that's what I want you to do. We're doing our thing, man. Also, I haven't told too many people this, but I'm also writing a book on dialysis right now. So, like I said, we got a lot of great things coming down the pipe. So that's what Kidney Care Coaches does.
Awesome. That sounds awesome, man. Uh, so I want everybody to be able to go check out your website. I put it up there on the screen for everybody to see, and you can go check that out. But definitely appreciate you sharing about it. I wanted to know a little bit more about it, and that's why I had you share. Definitely, and then for our viewers as well, for someone that wants to maybe go check it out and see what that's all about. But definitely awesome information. So I guess my next question for Philip is where can people find you at on social media?
Social media, a second chance does have an Instagram. At a second, I believe it's second chance 21. I don't really put it out too much, so I gotta check just to make sure for you real quick. Yeah, second chance 2021 on Instagram. I'm in a process of starting a Facebook page that hopefully should be started by sometime this week. I'll be in the process of starting to build an actual website uh, with a friend of mine that Tafar knows as well, Curtis, that's in the Florida area, that does great work, and I'll be talking to him soon about building a second chance website. Um, but for Facebook, for now, you can reach myself at Philip Paris Jones. Does my name say Junior on there, Jonathan? You know,
No,
remember?
no,
Okay, so it's
yeah,
Philip Paris Jones. Tafaro Cook is Tafaro Cook. He has two pages. He has his personal page and then his speakers page. But get both, so you can get in touch with both of us that way. I also have Living Testimony 12 on Instagram as a personal Instagram. Um, so far, your Instagram is your name, right?
My name, and also I have kidney care coaches on Instagram also. But like Philip said, just to piggyback on what Philip said, Curtis is a great guy, man. Also, we like to get you hooked up with Curtis for sure. He's a double lung transplant recipient, and he's going through he's in need of a kidney transplant right now. He's building
wow,
my brand new web. Yeah, he's building my brand new kidney care coaches website as we speak. I worked with him earlier today to have that site built. So my new site will be up in probably hopefully a week, and I'll give you a link to it too, John.
awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'd have to meet up with Curtis too and find out his story, and so that would be
Yeah,
awesome
Curtis
to talk with.
is awesome. I've known Curtis for some time, and it's funny is how long I've actually known him, and never knew he had a digital media business. But I mean, when I went to his website and saw some of his work, he does great work. He was voted the number one digital media company in Jacksonville, Florida. And it shows very quickly. I saw a snippet of Tafaro's website of what's been done, and for him to work that fast and it be that good, he's definitely deserving of that title. So, but yeah, definitely need to get him on. I'll be having him on as well on a second chance. Once we schedule a date, but he definitely needs to be on yours because he is looking for a living kidney donor, and that's your area. So
Sure.
we'll figure something out for sure. He definitely needs to be on all our shows. But great
Yeah.
guy. Even last year when the games got canceled, he was trying to figure out ways to still incorporate people in that type of way. So he held like a darts tournament, a virtual dart tournament, for like almost the whole summer last year. So Curtis is a great guy. And we want to show him that support so he can keep his spirits up and keep fighting, and things of that nature. So,
Yep.
um, yeah, definitely got to connect you two for sure, Jonathan.
Awesome. Awesome. So before we close out the show tonight, I usually let everyone kind of share before we close out. Usually I have people share what a kidney will do for them. But what I want to close out the show tonight with is why don't you leave everybody some words of hope and inspiration. And so if you have a few words that you want to share, either one of you before we close out the show, go ahead and share.
Go ahead, Mr. Cook. You can go
Chris.
first.
Okay. Um, when waiting for anything, especially something so valuable like this, we have to be patient with ourselves. And what I mean by that is be patient if you're not really good with your medications. Be patient if you're not good with your treatments. You have to come around to understanding that you get better with time. And with that being said, always take one day at a time. A lot of people ask me all the time, how'd you survive, as long as I did on dialysis? And Philip can contest to this. Our goal is just to have one good day. If you just have that one good day and you get up the next morning, you won. You won that battle. And the war is getting a transplant. That's how you win the war. But it's these small battles you have to win. And the battle goes on in your head, the mental battle. And you have to be strong right there. And once you're strong in the head and focus on what you truly, truly want, and don't focus on the negative, focus on what you truly, truly want. And then you will start manifesting it. But you have to stay focused. You got to keep the negative blocks out of your head. So again, when you're waiting for anything like this, take one day at a time and be patient with yourself. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, that's some great words of advice there, and appreciate your insight. And that's some awesome information there. Philip, you got anything you want to share?
Yeah, I have three words that I want to share. You need to be proactive, dedicated, and compliant. And that doesn't just go for transplant patients. That's anybody kind of more or less in life in general or any type of life threatening illness that you deal with. And I'm gonna kind of break it down just a little bit. The proactive part to it is you have to care about you. Nobody else is gonna do it until you do. So as long as you care about you and you put forth the effort every day to make sure, like Ms. Cook said, you wake up the next morning, you win that daily battle. Nobody else can put forth that help to help you because the first thing they're gonna see is you don't even care about you. So why should they? And so uh my next two, dedication and compliance, kind of goes hand in hand because if you're dedicated to your medications, your appointments, exercising, eating right, that all will fall into place on the compliance side because that's what they look for when you need a transplant or a life-saving surgery or anything like that, is that you're consistent with your meds, or if you're on PD, you're turning in your records every month, or you're doing your lab work and eating right, and things of that nature like that. So as long as you stay, dedicated, and I'm gonna add motivated as well, to do these things and fight to get, your kidney, liver, lungs, heart, or have the surgery to remove some cancer or things that even, if you're homeless, you got to stay dedicated. I heard a story the other day. This guy was homeless, living in his car, and the job that he was working was like temporary, but because he came to work every day motivated, was never late, did his job, like I said, on time, they gave him a full-time job and a raise all in the same day. So it's it's very important to keep your mind right. If you fall, ask them, if you fall into some kind of depression or thought process of why me or I don't care, go talk to somebody. It doesn't necessarily have to be a therapist. It could be a friend, somebody that'll listen, somebody to give you some advice in your time of need. So, consistently talking it out helps a lot. Even if, like me and Jonathan's had this conversation before, going on walks is a great way to have, thought process and think to yourself to try to figure out some things. Go for a walk, ride your bike, even if you got to go for a drive, by yourself, 15, 20 minutes just to get some things together. Go do that. You know,
Oh yeah,
it's self care all at the same time. So
yeah.
those are my words.
Well, that's some awesome insight. Yeah, for me, it's that change of scenery. Because sometimes when you're stuck in the four walls of your home and you're just focusing on the negative, you get outside and it's that change of scenery. Sometimes it's definitely can change your mindset. Just listening to the birds or the wind blowing through the trees is just sometimes it's trying to change your mindset and get your mind off of everything. So that's for me. It's definitely that's why I get out and do my walks and stuff. Not only for that, I mean, exercise is definitely beneficial, but definitely clears your mind. And I think that's definitely mental health is definitely important. Definitely when you're fighting, kidney disease or any chronic illness. So, but that's great insight from both of you. And again, I really appreciate you guys doing the show tonight. Definitely an amazing podcast, and Really appreciate you guys what you're doing in kidney transplant or kidney disease, organ transplant community. Are helping anybody that's had a second chance in life is definitely impactful. So I appreciate what you guys are doing, and I appreciate you guys for coming on tonight and doing and sharing your story on Hope with Jonathan. And guys, I'll be leaving all the links in the description on the YouTube video where you guys will be able to find all of the links that we've been discussing. You'll be able to find the second chance, kidney care coaches, all that stuff. I'll leave all the links in the description where you'll be able to access those. And again, we want to say hello to all of our friends that's been watching the show tonight. I see Midwest Kidney Warriors. Shout out to Shane Blanchard. What's going on, Shane?
What's up, Shane?
Let's see. We got Jimmy Bates. So Jimmy and Don Bates. Jimmy is a kidney warrior in need as well of a donor, and Jimmy's a home hemodialysis patient. So shout out to Jimmy Bates. Hello, Jimmy. We got Lachelle in the house. So I appreciate you,
Hey,
Shell,
Joe.
for tuning in, and I appreciate you sharing, commenting. Croxy from Greenheart Squad. I appreciate you tuning in, brother. Thank you. Again, we got again bunch of comments from Shell. So appreciate everybody for your support, for sharing, for commenting, and tuning in to Hope with Jonathan. Again, guys, really appreciate y'all tuning in. I hope you guys will stay safe out there. Remember to be mindful of the COVID, things like that. Take care of yourself. Use good common sense, hand washing, sanitizer, all that great stuff. Keep yourself safe and aware of what's going on around you. But uh, guys, again, take care of your kidneys and God bless. This has been another show of Hope with Jonathan. Appreciate all the support. God bless you guys.
All right, now thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you,
Appreciate you.
Jonathan.
No
Thank you.
problem, guys. Y'all take care.
All right. All right.
KWM is a place for all who suffer from kidney disease. No matter what stage you're at in your journey, we are here for you. KWM is a platform for kidney warriors to tell their personal story. KWM offers many ways to tell your story. Our Warriors Wall is a platform in which we allow the warrior to tell their story in a short blog format. Our warrior stories, we take your story and we place it on video, with voiceover telling your story. Do you have a message for all kidney warriors? We can give you a message of hope. You come on camera and speak your message of hope to other kidney warriors. Our final conversation starter is our line of Kidney Warrior merchandise. Go to www.kidneywarriormerch.com. KWM. Starting conversations.